Hey guys, how are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm Jason Gooden, the Director of Integrations, and I have a tip I want to share with you guys today. And it's about converting your patient from the hygiene appointment to the Healthy Start consultation or same day care. It's important that you and your staff, as well as the hygienist is there taking care of that patient at the time, know what Healthy Start is and understand it. So that starts with the educational segment. But once that patient is in the chair and the hygienist is working with that patient, it's going to be very key that he or she recognizes that the patient has issues that may be addressed with a questionnaire that was filled out in the waiting room or the lobby area. So the hygiene has to have some type of education or knowledge of what issues this patient may have. So it's important that they have the questionnaire behind them, as well as being able to look over that when they do the patient review during that appointment. Now, during the hygiene cleaning appointment, of course, the hygienist does his or her thing. Things are looking great, but it's very important that that the hygienist goes over the questionnaire with the parent. So yes, the parent has to be in the room with the kid. It's very important to the patient to be able to discuss those things. Another thing that the hygienist may want to do is go ahead and have one of the Healthy Start brochures in their operatories and make sure it's in the patient's hand. And it's very important to stress to get this in the parent's hand, because otherwise they'll be on their cell phones and doing other things. So educate them on that. After the cleaning is done, it's important for the hygienist to educate the parent on what they found. For example, little Timmy, talking to the parent. Little Timmy has issues. He has grinding issues. He's a mouth breather. He has some bedwetting issues. And we see there are main concerns, high concerns to the parent. So it's important for the hygienist to address those things in a very serious, calm demeanor. Because remember, body language can be read on both sides. So if you're stressing the importance of it, it's important that you stick to a professional demeanor, and show that importance. So with that being said, the symptoms are addressed to the parent. They're brought out after the cleaning, and the hygienist is going to inform the doctor. And also during that preheat, guys, with the doctor and the hygienist, it's important that they collaborate. And they basically go over what symptoms were found and how they're going to execute as far as getting this patient on board and helping the parent see the seriousness of it. So the doctor comes in, short and sweet is the key. To be able to make those statements. You want to address those issues, and those issues that are high numbers. You will see other things, but it's not what the parent is targeting. So make sure you stay on point. On top of that, when you address the symptoms, go ahead and invite the parent and say, hey, Mom, this is a serious matter, X, Y, and Z, whatever those symptoms may be. We have room, or would like to go ahead and get things started right away. At that time, I do strongly recommend that you can get that patient into an appliance. Of course, habit corrector being the first appliance, not unless they're a class 3, and that's a pseudo class 3, not a skeletal. Then they would go into the class 3 appliance. But most on average, the habit corrector is used first. So that means you got to have a little bit of a stock in your office to go ahead and give to that patient. So during that same day care, you want to move them from the hygiene bay into an operatory room. Go ahead and get the dental assistant involved, of course. Go ahead and administer, get some records while you're there. Now, keep in mind, you don't have a window that you've basically set aside for this consultation. It is a same-day care treatment. So what I've seen doctors do is they'll take that, get as many records as they can, questionnaire, mouth observation, maybe a pan, maybe some photos, and then what happens, they'll go ahead and administer habit corrector, and then they'll bring them back later on, maybe 2 weeks out or whatever their schedule allows, to go ahead and basically revisit to see how the appliance is working and go ahead and finish the rest of the records. So it's basically being able to start that patient and get as much as you can, and then having them scheduled to say, come back, let's go ahead and get you into the habit corrector first, let them leave with something. That's a personal thing. Feel like it shows your sense of urgency, since you stressed it so hard in the beginning, to let them leave with that first appliance and get them back in the office to be able to finish out those records. So that's how a lot of doctors are doing it. It's been very successful. So keep that in mind as far as having the hygienist on board, having the parent with the brochure, short and sweet for the doctor, making that 5-minute slot for them to be able to get those records and get that first appliance into that patient's mouth. Tip for the day, it's been successful. Thank you.